The Amazon is an unusual, mysterious, and incredible place, a haven for the most dangerous animals on the planet. It's here where you can encounter a giant snake, a killer spider, or some ruthless ants. They're worth a look. In this episode, you'll see the creepy monsters of the Amazon that were caught on camera. Let's go. Anaconda. It's not for nothing that various people who have been to the Amazon area at least once make legends about this snake. And they can be easily understood because this snake can reach 16 feet in length. And yes, in the history, there are cases of alleged collisions with 66 feet individuals. But people have never been able to confirm them. There's no need to worry. There's a huge reward for such a discovery, so everyone will immediately know if it happens somewhere. What's more, as we know, danger always looks bigger through the eyes of fear. Because of this, people have invented many legends about the snake. That it eats its congeners, that its aggression is limitless, and that it's some kind of megalodon of our time. And yes, an adult anaconda can swallow an adult human whole, but people don't seem to be its prey. Not at all. This snake prefers to hunt much smaller creatures. Why does it need all those big fights with the big guys? Speaking of hunting, during this process, the anaconda can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour and up to 15.5 miles an hour in the water. It develops such speed due to its well-developed musculature, which also helps it to strangle its prey. This is a very strong reptile. The compression force is 228 pounds per square inch. If someone thinks that they can escape from the snake, you should know that it's more than real. The fact is that anaconda sees very poorly and hears no less poorly. However, in return for this, nature has rewarded the creature with an excellent nervous system. And no, I don't mean that it's difficult to make an anaconda lose its temper. The idea is that this snake perfectly senses every fluctuation around itself and orientates due to it. And finally, I'll tell you a couple of interesting facts about this curious creature. While underwater, the anaconda doesn't breathe. It has special valves on its nose which close when the reptile dives. Without coming up to the surface, the snake can spend up to 2 hours underwater. Also, these snakes swallow their prey whole, starting with the head. The snake's muscles actively contract, pushing its prey inside its body. At this moment, the anaconda is most vulnerable as its only means of defense, the head, is occupied by its prey. The duration of absorption depends on the size of the prey and may take up to several hours. Giant black and white tarantula. This is exactly the kind of spider that's among the night hunters. However, our today's protagonist is not as simple as the others. It clearly stands out due to its aggressive behavior, in which few creatures will be equal to it. The funny thing is that it's not easy to respond to aggression in the same way. After all, the giant black and white tarantula can reach 12 inches in length, together with its legs, and this is not insignificant. In addition, the appearance of these spiders is intimidating, and also they have a painful sting. The basic diet of most other spiders consists of insects, while the giant black and white tarantula has a specific taste. It prefers to eat all kinds of small rodents. Speaking of how exactly it eats, the process of eating is as follows. The spider pierces its prey with 0.7-inch long venomous teeth and injects a dose of neuroparalyzing venom, from which the prey loses the ability to resist and to bite back. The next step is a matter of technique. The spider can safely dispose of the body of the prey and eat it slowly. However, even such an aggressive, orderly, and dangerous spider will prove totally powerless during an encounter with army or driver ants. This is the real destructive power of Amazonia. The ants get their name, as it's not difficult to guess, for their wandering lifestyle. They travel through the forests of South America and do not create any permanent dwellings. Much more interesting, in their opinion, is to live in so-called temporary camps, places where ants group together and from where they make deliberate attacks on others. By the way, some may now be thinking, how do these creatures carry offspring if they're forever moving from point to point? The answer is self-explanatory. They take all their offspring with them. No matter how you look at it, ants are tough guys. Plus, there are a lot of them. During their hikes and attacks, army ants see no barriers. It doesn't matter what's in front of them – a forest, a river, a swamp, or anything else. In any case, they'll get where they want to go. And all those who get in their way will fall under the attack of the Spartans of the insect world. The fact is that each of these ants is very strong. They inflict extremely painful bites, somewhat reminiscent of a wasp bite. In extreme cases, their venom can cause a person to go into shock. But army ants target smaller prey, those they can eat. When a scout spots potential prey, it sends signals to its congeners using a gland on its belly. Thousands of companions respond to its call and immediately attack the prey. What happens next is very cruel. The prey is literally butchered, and in this ugly form, dragged to the camp where everyone can feed on it. After all these stories, one doesn't want to go to the Amazon region at all, as if this is the very place that's worth going around for hundreds of miles. But don't jump to conclusions. Maybe when you learn about some other dangerous places, the Amazon and its fauna will seem the earthly heaven to you. It's about these other places, by the way, that we will now talk about. There is such a place as Snake Island. By the way, there are even two. But now we'll talk about the island, which is located in Brazil. If someone is flying over it, it's likely that the following thoughts will pop in their head. Why are there no tourists there? Everything around is so green, so fresh, and so beautiful. Great scenery, pictures like in the movies. It's just kind of idle. Fortunately for those who, having not read about this island in books, decide to go to it, everything is not so rosy there. The fact is that it's uninhabitable, in the literal sense of the word. For humans, of course, because the island is crawling with snakes. They're literally everywhere. In the trees, under the bushes, on the road. The only thing missing is that it'll rain snakes there. And it would be fine if some harmless snakes would live there that don't want to be aggressive and just need to eat food but nothing more. But no, the so-called golden lanceheads live on the Snake Island. These are extremely venomous creatures, which, however, do not need to use their venom. You'd think that'd be a good thing, wouldn't you? But if you think a little better, it doesn't seem so. After all, the venom is infused in their bodies and thus becomes much more toxic and dangerous. The Arctic. If you think the most dangerous places are jungles and islands like this, then what do you say about places beyond a polar circle? These are very beautiful places, every video of which is mesmerizing and interesting to all people. But there's something there that doesn't allow us to walk quietly in the snow and admire the views. Or rather, someone. I'm talking about cute-looking polar bears, which in fact can turn out to be the largest in the world and at the same time terribly dangerous. They can weigh over 1,500 pounds and are 8.2 feet long. These creatures hunt on seals, also feed on whale carcasses, and have been known to attack walruses. It all depends on their degree of hunger and mood. As many verified sources say, attacks on humans are rather the exception to the rule, something that happens extremely rarely. In general, they occur more out of fear or some kind of provocation. Nevertheless, attacks on humans increase as animals spend more time ashore due to melting sea ice and as human activity increases in their habitat. Well, if you listen to who the polar bear easily deals with, it's not hard to guess that a person for it will be something like a snack, in the style of, I had a snack and didn't pay attention at all. Colombia. Colombia is like another world full of completely different values, a world with its own features. However, there's someone there you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. Never go into their tropical forest on the Pacific coast, because a frog lives there. No, I'm not kidding right now. There really is a dangerous frog there. So much so, in fact, that it's the most poisonous vertebrate in the entire world. The golden poison frog is so dangerous that the native Embera tribesmen use its poison to lubricate their own spearheads and arrows. One frog has enough batrachotoxin to kill 10 adults at once. Moreover, it's dangerous to even touch this creature and be where it itself has recently run. After all, this frog's entire skin, its entire body, is full of poison. Wherever you touch it, wherever you step, you will always be under the influence of the toxin. Because of this, predators that dare to attack this creature die. That's all, guys. What animal surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you later.